Voyager 2 has been traveling through space for nearly half a century, carrying with it the hopes, dreams, and curiosity of humanity. Launched in 1977, this spacecraft was designed for a grand tour of the outer planets, and it accomplished that mission in spectacular fashion. It sent back breathtaking images of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, revealing moons, storms, rings, and mysteries that no telescope on Earth had ever been able to capture. But Voyager 2's journey didn't end there. It kept going, continuing its silent voyage into the depths of interstellar space. And now, decades later, it has done something that has left scientists and the public stunned. Voyager 2 has transmitted an image so strange, so shocking, that it has stopped the world in its tracks. The question is, what could a spacecraft traveling billions of kilometers away from Earth possibly have seen that would cause such a reaction? To understand that, we need to go back to the story of Voyager 2 itself, its mission, its achievements, and why what it just sent back could be the most important discovery in the history of space exploration. When Voyager 2 was launched, no one imagined it would still be operational more than 40 years later. Its twin, Voyager 1, became the first human-made object to cross into interstellar space in 2012. Voyager 2 followed, crossing that same invisible boundary in 2018. Both spacecraft now exist in a region beyond the protective bubble of our sun's influence, a place where the solar wind gives way to the cosmic winds of the galaxy itself. Out there, far beyond Pluto, they are alone, fragile emissaries of Earth, still whispering faint signals back to the deep space network antennas that listen for them. And yet, despite their incredible distance, Voyager 2 has just sent something no one expected. At first, engineers thought it might be a glitch, an error in transmission, or perhaps the result of cosmic radiation interfering with the spacecraft's aging systems. But when the data was carefully decoded, an image emerged. Not just noise, not a meaningless blur, but a clear picture of something that should not be out there. Before we dive into what the image shows, it's worth remembering what makes this so astonishing. Voyager 2 was not equipped with modern digital cameras. Its imaging system was designed in the 1970s, and those cameras were shut down decades ago to save power for more critical instruments. So how could Voyager 2 send back an image in 2025? The answer lies in a little-known detail about the spacecraft. Some of its instruments, though not designed as cameras, can still record data in ways that can be reconstructed visually. Scientists sometimes convert measurements of plasma, magnetic fields, or cosmic rays into visual representations. But in this case, the reconstruction looked far too detailed to be a mere abstract graph. It looked like something real. The image revealed what appeared to be a structure, a massive formation suspended in the void of interstellar space. It wasn't a planet, it wasn't a star, and it wasn't a nebula. Its geometry was too precise, too symmetrical. Some described it as looking like a colossal lattice, stretching across the darkness like scaffolding built by an intelligence far beyond our understanding. Others compared it to a gateway, a cosmic doorway that seemed to open into nothingness. Whatever it was unlike anything Voyager 2 had ever encountered before. News of the discovery spread quickly. At first, only a handful of NASA engineers and scientists were aware of the image. There were hushed discussions in closed rooms, debates over whether it should even be released to the public. After all, if it truly showed an artificial structure in interstellar space, the implications would be earth-shattering. It would mean humanity was no longer alone. It would mean that someone, or something, had been out there, constructing things on a scale we could barely imagine. But eventually, as with all great discoveries, the information leaked. And when the image was finally revealed, the world reacted with shock. Some saw it as proof of alien life, confirmation of what many had long suspected. Others warned caution, arguing that what we were seeing could be a natural phenomenon that only appeared artificial to our limited perspective. But the sheer strangeness of it was undeniable. For decades, Voyager 2 has carried a golden record, a message from Earth containing sounds, music, and greetings in dozens of languages. It was meant as a time capsule, a gift to any intelligent beings who might one day find the spacecraft. Now, the haunting question arises, what if the image Voyager 2 sent is connected to that? What if, somewhere out there in the darkness, someone has already found Voyager's message and is responding? Scientists have tried to explain what the image could represent. Some suggest it might be a filament of interstellar plasma, shaped by magnetic fields into patterns that only look artificial. Others think it could be a trick of data compression, a distortion caused by the spacecraft's weak signal traveling across billions of kilometers. But these explanations struggle to account for the sharp, symmetrical features visible in the picture. Nature is rarely so precise. What makes this even more unsettling is the timing. For months, Voyager 2 had been experiencing communication issues. At one point, NASA even lost contact with the spacecraft entirely, only to regain it later in a tense operation that involved carefully reorienting its antennas. Some now wonder if those glitches weren't just random malfunctions, but signs of something interfering with the spacecraft. Could it be possible that Voyager 2 encountered something out there, something that not only left an imprint on its instruments but also briefly disrupted its ability to talk to Earth? This brings us to the heart of the mystery. If Voyager 2 really did capture an image of a structure in interstellar space, then we are looking at evidence of a phenomenon or civilization far beyond anything humanity has ever encountered. The world has been stopped not just because of what was seen, but because of what it means. The image forces us to confront questions we are not ready to answer. Who built it? Why is it there? And most importantly, what happens next? The release of the image ignited a storm across the scientific community. Astronomers, astrophysicists, and engineers began analyzing every pixel, every detail, searching for clues. Was this truly a structure, or were our minds simply projecting order onto chaos, a phenomenon known as pareidolia? Humans have a tendency to see patterns, even faces, in random noise. Could it be that Voyager 2's faint data had been stretched and sharpened into something that only appeared artificial? Skeptics insisted that was the case. But others argued that the level of detail was far too intricate to dismiss so easily. Governments quickly took notice. Behind the scenes, intelligence agencies requested classified briefings. Space agencies from around the world, ESA, JAXA, Roscosmos, even private space companies, wanted access to the raw data. Some speculated that if the image truly depicted a massive object or construct, then it might not just be scientific curiosity at stake. It could have strategic implications, perhaps even threats we could not yet comprehend. After all, if something had been built in deep space, then whoever, or whatever, built it possessed technology far beyond our own. The public reaction was explosive. News networks looped the image endlessly, comparing it to everything from a Dyson sphere fragment to an alien Stargate. Social media erupted with theories. Some insisted it was proof of extraterrestrial intelligence, others claimed it was a government fabrication designed to distract from Earth's problems. Memes, debates, and heated arguments flooded the internet. Churches and religious groups called it a sign, some declaring it proof of divine creation, others warning it was an omen. But in the middle of the frenzy, a quieter voice began to emerge, scientists reminding the world of Voyager 2's limits. The spacecraft is old, its instruments outdated, its cameras long since turned off. Could it really have captured something like this? The key lay in how the data had been reconstructed. When Voyager 2 records measurements of magnetic fields, cosmic rays, or plasma densities, those readings can sometimes be translated into visual grids. These reconstructions aren't photographs in the traditional sense, but abstracted images. The problem, however, is that the reconstruction this time was too clean, too organized. Even allowing for distortions, the image held patterns that shouldn't exist in random natural data. Some experts began comparing the Voyager 2 image with earlier anomalies seen in astronomy. For instance, the WOW signal detected by radio astronomers in 1977, a burst of radio waves so unusual that it sparked decades of speculation about alien origins. Or the Oumuamua mystery in 2017, when a long, cigar-shaped object passed through our solar system and behaved unlike any comet or asteroid we had ever studied. Each time, scientists leaned toward natural explanations, but each time, mystery remained. Could Voyager 2's image be the latest addition to that list, Another cosmic puzzle that refuses to be neatly solved? What troubled many scientists most was the scale implied by the image. If the structure was real, then it would dwarf anything humans could build. Based on Voyager 2's distance and the apparent proportions, the object could be hundreds, even thousands of kilometers wide. That's larger than the International Space Station, larger than any city on Earth, larger even than entire planets in some cases. The sheer enormity of it defied belief. If it were natural, what kind of cosmic process could create such symmetry? If artificial, then what kind of civilization could construct something on such a colossal scale? NASA tried to tread carefully. In their official statements, they acknowledged the data but stopped short of calling it definitive. They explained that the image was a processed visualization, not a direct photo, and urged caution against overinterpretation. But that did little to calm speculation. People wanted answers, and vague reassurances only fueled the fire. Meanwhile, independent researchers began analyzing the released data themselves. Amateur astronomers, data scientists, and enthusiasts around the world pooled resources, running simulations, applying filters, and testing models. Some claimed to find repeating patterns in the image, suggesting intentional design. Others insisted those patterns could arise naturally under the right conditions. But the debate raged on with no clear resolution. Adding to the tension was a curious development. Not long after sending the image, Voyager 2's signal fluctuated again. For hours, then days, engineers struggled to maintain a stable connection. Some feared the spacecraft might finally be failing after decades of loyal service. But others whispered a more unsettling possibility, that something out there might be interfering with it. The idea was chilling. Voyager 2 had sent us an image of a structure in interstellar space, and then, almost immediately, its communications began to falter. Coincidence? Perhaps. But for many, the timing was too suspicious. This is where the story takes an even stranger turn. Some of the brightest minds in physics began speculating about what such a structure, if real, could be. Could it be a remnant of an ancient civilization, long extinct, leaving behind a monument in the stars? Could it be an energy harvesting system, like a partial Dyson swarm, designed to capture the energy of stars? Or could it be something even more bizarre? A natural wormhole stabilized by unknown forces, appearing artificial because we lack the physics to fully understand it? Each theory was more staggering than the last. If the image truly shows a gateway, then what lies on the other side? Is it a passage to another region of the galaxy, another universe, or perhaps just an illusion of perspective? If it's a lattice-like structure, could it be scaffolding for something larger, a megastructure under construction? The possibilities were overwhelming, and each one seemed to raise more questions than it answered. What cannot be denied is the impact this image has had on humanity. For the first time, billions of people around the globe paused to look at the same thing, to wonder about our place in the cosmos. Whether real or illusion, artificial or natural, the image has ignited our imagination in a way that few scientific discoveries ever have. It has forced us to consider that the universe may be stranger, richer, and more alive than we ever dared believe. As scientists scrambled to make sense of the data, one thing became clear: the Voyager 2 image could not be ignored. Even if it turned out to be a natural phenomenon, its clarity and symmetry demanded investigation. But how do you investigate something billions of kilometers away, beyond the reach of any spacecraft humanity currently possesses? The harsh truth is that, at our present level of technology, there is no way to send another mission to verify what Voyager 2 has seen. It would take decades, maybe centuries, to reach its location with conventional propulsion. And yet, the image beckons us, daring us to try. This realization sparked renewed discussions about the future of space exploration. For years, missions beyond the solar system were seen as dreams for the distant future, ideas relegated to science fiction. But now, with Voyager 2's discovery, those dreams suddenly felt urgent. If there truly is something out there, waiting, then perhaps humanity has no choice but to pursue it. Concepts like nuclear propulsion, light sails, and even antimatter engines began to re-enter the spotlight. For the first time in decades, the vision of interstellar travel didn't feel like fantasy. It felt like destiny. But there was another layer to the mystery, one that chilled many to the core. Some researchers noticed subtle irregularities in the image's data. Buried deep within the noise were faint repeating sequences, patterns that didn't seem random. At first, they were dismissed as errors. But when cross-checked against the original transmission, they remained consistent. Were these patterns simply a side effect of data compression, or could they be something else? To some, it looked like code, information embedded within the image itself, as if Voyager 2 had not just captured something, but received something. The possibility was staggering. Could an alien intelligence have used Voyager 2 as a relay, embedding a message within the very image it sent back? If so, the implications were beyond comprehension. Humanity had long wondered what first contact might look like. A radio signal, a landing, a sudden appearance in the skies. But what if it had come in the form of a faint, almost hidden message, carried across the void by the most distant spacecraft we had ever launched? Governments and space agencies immediately classified portions of the data for further analysis. They claimed this was to prevent misinformation, but it only deepened suspicion. Leaks soon suggested that the repeating sequences did indeed resemble a form of binary code, though no one yet knew how to decode it. Some speculated it might be a mathematical proof, a universal language. Others wondered if it could be coordinates, pointing us to another location in space. Whatever it was, the fact that the data contained any kind of order beyond randomness was enough to suggest intelligence. The world's reaction grew more divided. Some people were terrified, fearing that humanity had just attracted the attention of something far beyond our control. The golden record aboard Voyager, once a hopeful gesture of peace, now seemed to some like a dangerous beacon, an invitation we should never have sent. What if whoever built that structure had found it? What if this was their way of acknowledging us? And what if their intentions were not peaceful? Others, however, saw it as the most hopeful sign in human history. Proof that we are not alone. Proof that intelligence thrives beyond Earth. Proof that the universe is not empty, but alive with possibility. For them, the image represented the dawn of a new era, a chance to step beyond our planet and join a larger cosmic community. Meanwhile, Voyager 2 continued its silent journey. Its power levels are fading, its systems aging. Within a few years, it will likely fall silent forever, its signal lost to the endless night. And yet, in its final act, it has given humanity a mystery so profound that it may shape our future for centuries to come. Consider the irony. A spacecraft built with 1970s technology, equipped with less computing power than a modern smartphone, may have just delivered the most important discovery in human history. It reminds us that exploration is not about perfection or certainty, it is about curiosity, about daring to venture into the unknown, even when we don't have all the answers. The image Voyager 2 sent has stopped the world not because we fully understand it, but because we don't. It confronts us with questions larger than ourselves. Are we alone? Is someone else out there? If so, do they know we exist? Have they been watching? Have they been waiting? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, what if the image wasn't meant to be discovered by accident? What if it was meant for us, specifically, at this exact moment in time? As the debate rages on, one truth has become undeniable: humanity has crossed a threshold. We cannot unsee what Voyager 2 has shown us. Whether natural or artificial, whether a trick of data or a message from the stars, the image has forever changed the way we look at the universe. It has reminded us that space is not empty, that the cosmos still holds secrets capable of shaking our understanding of reality. In the coming years, scientists will continue to analyze the data, running simulations, searching for patterns, and debating explanations. They may find that the image was a glitch, a cosmic mirage. Or they may find that it is real, that Voyager 2 has stumbled upon something extraordinary. Either way, its impact will not fade. It has reignited our curiosity, our sense of wonder, our desire to reach beyond the horizon. Perhaps that is Voyager's final gift to us. Not just the planets it revealed, not just the golden record it carries, but this last great mystery. A reminder that the universe is vast, mysterious, and waiting. That there are still wonders to discover, still questions to ask, still frontiers to cross. Voyager 2 sent back an image that stopped the world. And in doing so, it reminded us that our journey into the stars has only just begun.